Penn State's home opener is Saturday, and fans won't hear a game day staple. University leaders have decided not to play the popular Neil Diamond song Sweet Caroline because the sing-along song lyrics include the chorus hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Officials decided the song could be awkward in light of the Jerry Sandusky child sex scandal. Even before the Sandusky scandal broke, Penn State had been spending big bucks to make nice with the U.S. government.
A new report from Washington reveals the university spent millions to influence and lobby Congress. And Channel 11's Scott McFarland uncovered workers flooded politicians with fat campaign contributions.
The Sunlight Foundation, a government watchdog group, gave us these numbers. They are staggering at times. Penn State University spending $3 million to lobby the federal government in recent years, about the same amount spent by Ohio State and Michigan State. But Penn State doing so, getting some goodwill from Washington at a time when it badly needs some. For years, the money might have been very well invested. Records show the university collecting $6 million in so-called earmark projects from Washington for cancer research, for agricultural programs. Bill Allison reviewed Penn State's lobbying and said it might have helped the university grease the wheels and land some big bucks that Washington hands out.
What Penn State is interested in is everything from how student loans are paid for and how they're available they are to students, because that's where a lot of their revenue comes from tuition. But the federal government also spends a fortune on research, on from the National Science Foundation, National Institutes of Health, and a host of other programs. What Penn State is lobbying for is a bigger piece of that pie.
Penn State needs friends in Washington, perhaps now more than ever.
Mr. Sandusky, what do you hope for?
We broke the news weeks ago. The Jerry Sandusky scandal could cost Penn State millions of dollars it receives from the U.S. Education Department, potentially blowing a hole into the university's education and research programs. The U.S. Education Department is investigating whether the school violated the Clery Act, a federal law that requires schools publicly and quickly report all crimes on campus. If so, the feds can strip their money to Penn State. And the Free report indicated the school did botch its handling of the Clery Act. The federal investigation still ongoing, I'm told. The records also show Penn State spent about $250,000 this year alone lobbying Washington. But have they changed their focus, or do they plan to increase their lobbying expenses in the wake of the Sandusky scandal? They promised to answer those questions, and we'll let you know when they do. Scott McFarland, Channel 11 News.
The Sunlight Foundation, a government watchdog group that studied Penn State spending, says the university also spent $700,000 lobbying Harrisburg since last year. That money included gifts, hospitality, transportation, and lodging.